Today we're going to talk about my top 6 tips to help you save money when you're moving to Orlando. And don't forget to stick around to the end because my very last tip is the biggest money saving advice that I can possibly give you. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Krista, and in the past 11 years, I've helped about 250 families either buy or sell property here in the Orlando area. And in that time, of course, I have picked up many tips on how to move to the area. And that's what we're going to discuss today. Now, if it's your first time to the channel and you're interested in everything related to moving to Orlando, please feel free to click subscribe and also click that bell so you're notified whenever I put up a weekly video. And if you are getting ready to move to the area and you'd like to talk to me about your move, I have a link below to my calendar and we can set up a Zoom call and just talk for 15 minutes or so about your move and what we need to do to get you started. I get tons of calls each week from people who are getting ready to move here, and my team and I are always thrilled when you reach out to us. So thank you for that, and please continue to do so. Number 1, furniture. Should it stay or should it go? Now, for those of you who have watched some of my videos, you might know that I moved here internationally 12 or 13 years ago, and I brought all my furniture along, or at least most of it. I think we had half a shipping container and we filled it up with stuff and had it shipped over, and that was mostly due to my lack of knowledge, or I guess I had forgotten how easy it is to get furniture in America, and so we shipped it over here. Now I'm stuck with this furniture, most of it I've gotten rid of. The bit that I do have doesn't really match. It's not really my taste. It's not really American style. And I just kind of still have it because I feel sorry because I shipped it here. Those of you who are already in the States, it's a lot easier to ship your furniture and a lot less expensive, but I will caution you anyway, because I see this happen so many times where people will very carefully measure with a tape measure the family room of the house that they love, and they come to the conclusion that they can't buy it because the sofa that they bought last year at a Black Friday sale just won't fit in this room. That makes me feel sad because a sofa is really, in the grand scheme of things, it's something that's relatively easy to sell, and it's relatively easy to buy another one. Houses that really fit your lifestyle, your needs, are in the right location, the right price range, are much harder to come by. And so I would really strongly caution you, unless, it's a family heirloom or something like that, consider getting rid of it so that you don't have to base your home purchase around something like a sofa or an extraordinarily large dining room table or whatever the item might be. Consider selling and starting over fresh. It'll be so much easier and less expensive for you in the long run. Number 2, clothing. This is really similar to furniture. Guys, you're moving to Florida. One winter coat, believe me, will suffice. If you're coming from up north especially, even the winter here is going to feel so warm to you that you will probably still be swimming in December when those of us who have been here for a while are freezing. You're not going to need a winter coat for a long time. You could save yourself some money by not packing that winter clothing, and you'll save yourself space in your new home for when you get here. Your closet won't be filled with stuff that you're not going to need. Now, if you're going to be traveling a lot, that's a different story. But nonetheless, I would say if you're coming from up north, you can get rid of a lot of your winter clothing. It's simply not going to be necessary. Number 3, moving supplies. You're going to need boxes, right? Lots and lots of boxes. My favorite places to look for boxes would be Craigslist, the Next Door Neighbor website, Facebook Marketplace, Let Go, different apps where people are giving things away. When you buy boxes from a moving company, they can be very expensive. And when you get to your destination, you have to break down those boxes in order for them to be recycled. A lot of people would rather just give them away. True story. I had a seller once. She moved to New York City from Lake Mary, and she left her things behind in her house while she moved to New York because she didn't know where she was going to be going. So her things were in her house. We were starting to show the house, but we need to get rid of the items. So we had a moving company come over, and they boxed up all of her things and put them into one room and just closed the doors so people could get a clean slate of her house. Now, what happened was the labor was $400 for that boxing of all of her items, and the boxes were almost as expensive because she didn't have any. So that was a really eye-opening experience. Some of those big wardrobe boxes where you can put all of your clothing, your hanging clothing in, are extremely expensive. If you can find those for free, that'll save you a lot of money. Similarly, with paper that you need to wrap up your valuables, well, we don't really get newspapers too much anymore, do we? We get our information off the computer, but you can't really wrap your valuable in a web page. So my best advice is you can get meat packing paper at a place like a big box store like Sam's Club. They're $30 to $40 and you can get like 700 feet of this stuff. Another idea is if you're moving here early in the year, grab some wrapping paper when it's on sale. You can buy wrapping paper for like 50 cents a roll in January. Get some of that. That'll be great for wrapping up your valuable items and keeping them safe. Number 4, appliances. Should you bring your appliances along? Well, the short answer is no. Generally speaking, appliances stay in the home. So that would be your range, your over-the-range microwave or range hood, dishwasher, water heater. Those are going to be in the house that you purchase usually. It's even contractual in Florida. But washer and dryer, sometimes people want to take those along. They are a little bit easier to move out of a house than the other appliances are. And sometimes, although not usually, the refrigerator has been taken by the previous owner also. So you might need to buy a fridge and a washer and dryer. Is it worth it to bring them from your old home? Probably not. They're really big. They're going to take up a lot of space in a moving truck. It's probably better just to leave those behind and try to negotiate them in the new house if they're not automatically being included, or just buy new fresh ones. Number 5, where are you going to stay when you get here? Now, many of you are going to want to spend some time getting to know the area, and rightfully so, but where are you going to live while you're doing that? Your options would be to rent an unfurnished apartment, but you're probably going to have difficulty even finding a 6-month lease in that kind of an option if you want a vacant rental property. So my best tip, and this is coming to you from me as a former Airbnb host, is to look on Airbnb. So you might not know right now, but Airbnb has gotten a lot stricter in its cleaning policies. They want hosts to leave 2 days in between guests, so revenue is down. It's a lot more difficult to clean. It's a lot more expensive to clean. So many hosts will be thrilled if you want to rent their unit for 2 or 3 months. I suggest that you reach out to them and explain your situation and find out if you can even get a better deal, a bigger discount. Believe me, people do it all the time. Don't hesitate to ask and see if you can cut yourself a better deal. Other options, of course, would include extended stay hotels. There are executive rentals in Orlando, but I think you're going to find the most flexibility and the biggest savings if you go with a short-term rental property through a site like Airbnb or VRBO. Tip number 6, my biggest tip, is making sure you reach out to me before you move. You want an expert real estate advisor on your side when you're moving. It's very, very easy to make mistakes in terms of where you buy a home, what kind of home you buy, what price, what school district. There are so many things going on. You really need somebody on the ground who's here to help you. So as I mentioned, I have a link to my calendar below. You can set up a Zoom call with me. You can reach out to me by text, by email, however you prefer. This is probably the biggest financial decision you're going to make in your life. Make sure you have somebody who's working for you on your side from beginning to end. The other tips that I've provided you with today are but a drop in the bucket compared to the money you will save by making the right choice when you go to purchase a home in Central Florida. Because making the wrong choice can unfortunately be a huge financial mistake.